welcome to the Bard of All Trades podcast. I'm your host, Brad the Bard, and with me today, I have the Mad Titan, the Beast of all beasts, Wild Mike MMA, the man, Mike Kennedy. Recent pro debut, just knocked the dude's head off almost. My God.
Yeah, it was almost took it off. Definitely.
Yeah, man, that was brutal. But before we begin, just a couple shout outs to some of my sponsors, darklegacy.net. If you guys like creative writing, horror, and sci-fi, check them out. They're amazing. Saga Jiujitsu, if you guys are in like the Hatfield area, Hatboro area, all over there, and Lansdale area, check them guys out. Great competitive Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu program. And additionally, if you're in the Reading area, Kutztown area, check out Valley Jiu-Jitsu. If you mention me, you get 1 week free to learn how to beat people up. And then Art of War Cage Fighting. They make this fantastic belt that we're going to get into here in a minute. So make sure you guys, if you've never been to an MMA show, man, it's the UFC of Pennsylvania. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Get your head out your ass. Get out there. And then final shout out, Rose Hunter Productions. If you guys need your shit filmed, anything, bring your event to life, hit me up with Rose Hunter Productions. We'll bring it to life. Mike, we're here, man. You complimented my Assassin's Creed hat. I want to ask you, man, what made you want to get into fighting? You played some video games coming up, and you were like, man, I gotta do this for real.
So it's a weird story how I got into fighting because fighting was never like my life. I played football. I played a lot of other sports.
Yeah, and so natural athlete kind of growing up.
Yeah, my mom made us do it. My brother played sports. My brother plays basketball overseas. My sister will start playing basketball overseas soon. It's like we were all athletes growing up. My mom was like, you're not allowed to just sit in the house after school. You got to go play a sport.
Yeah, yeah.
So my sport was football, where my brother and my sister's sports were basketball.
Yeah. Do you think that helped you, like, in your growth? Like, do you think that was a good choice for your life? Like, did it give you the discipline to, like, be where you're at now? Or you think it was just kind of, like, serendipitous how it all kind of fell together?
It helped me become an athlete. But as far as what I do now, it's a waste of time. Yeah. As far as what I do now, playing football all those years, playing all those other sports was a waste of time. But it definitely helped me become an athlete. I'm explosive and fast. I'm an athlete at the end of the day.
Did you do any wrestling as well?
No.
Nah, so you had like no martial arts till when? Like, when did you start training, and how old are you now?
I'm 26 now.
Damn, man, you're young.
Yeah, the first martial art I picked up was Taekwondo. I was 14.
Oh, that explains the kicks.
Yeah. Chaemukwan Taekwondo, shout out. Yeah, that's where I started my martial arts career at 14. And I proceeded with that up until the day I decided I wanted to start fighting MMA. And that's when I picked up wrestling and jiu-jitsu. And I was 19, 20 at the time. Yeah. So I've been wrestling and doing jiu-jitsu for 6 years now.
Wow, that's amazing, man. So in like a 6-year time span, you became a professional MMA fighter. Do you think that that's typical? Like, do you think you did that early? Do you think it happened a little late for you? Like, where do you think that lies on like the scale of what you've seen? Because I know you have some UFC fighters in your gym. Like, you've seen it all.
So realistically, I don't really believe that it's too late to start, because you have a guy in my gym, Pat Brady, who's older than all of us, and actually took his first amateur MMA fight after my first fight. Went pro before me and made it to the big stage before me. Yeah. So he's now a fighter for the PFL. Yeah. So I don't believe it's ever like a too late thing. It's what you're ready to do, how hard you're ready to grind for it, and how bad you want it.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Yeah. You think it's too late for me? I'm 31.
Absolutely not. Go get in the gym, beat some people up, and somebody be calling your name soon.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. Well, yo, let's talk a little bit about Friday night, man. So that was your professional debut. Yes. I got to see you one time before that. You got... Every time I've seen you, I think I'm like your lucky charm. You're getting a knockout, man. It's pretty amazing. You gotta keep coming to the fights. Yeah, you gotta keep coming to the fights. Yeah, man, no doubt. But you're doing like an excellent job of like setting things up. I got like me and Brandon. Like, I wish he was here. We were trying to get him to come on the show as a special celebrity guest. But we're fortunate enough to be right on the cage when you were fighting. I saw y'all. I saw y'all. You were waving to us.
That's a habit I gotta stop. Yeah. Like, while I'm in the cage fighting, I like looking out into I like looking out into the crowd. I like seeing everybody that's there. I'm just like, wow, I can't believe this is what I decided to do in my life. Neat. Wow. It's like, oh yeah, I'm in a fight.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, I definitely saw y'all. Brandon, big shout out to my guy. When I was over there by y'all, he was definitely my third cornerman for the
Coaching
night.
you
Yeah,
out. Yeah, man, for sure.
A big shout out to
He
him.
was super passionate, man. It seems like you guys have a great team over there. But
Yeah.
back to the ring, man. That's such an amazing moment. That first fight, man. That first round. I think it was pretty close, man. Dude had some good like stand up. Like walk me through like what was your whole day like? I want to know what was your first like 24 hours of being a pro fighter like, man.
So from the wake up, chilling, and normally for all my other fights from the wake up, I'm the most nervous that I've ever been. And this day I was cool, I was calm. The nerves didn't start till we got to the arena, but woke my family up. Hey y'all, come on, let's go get breakfast before the day starts.
What'd you eat?
Probably not what I should have ate before a fight, but
yeah,
pretty much, yeah. Probably not what I should have ate before a fight, but I'm like, well, why not? Like, so we went to go eat, got back to the house, chilled out. I packed up my bag and I left for the venue. We had the fighters and everybody had to be there by 4. So
yeah.
Which is so stupid. I didn't.
Yeah, that's too early.
Yeah, I didn't fight till like late after 9 o'clock. I'm
Yeah.
there for 5 hours.
So you're there for 5 hours. I
Yeah.
do remember I saw you right out the gate. You were in a hoodie with your brother.
Yeah, I'm there. By the time we were ready to go, like before my fight started, like I'm already warmed up, hoodies on, I'm chilling. I'm in the back yawning. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I'm ready to just go to sleep.
Did you cut weight and stuff? Like, I'm curious, like, what did you pack with you as well? Those are two things I'm curious about.
Clothes for after.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you gotta grab your mouthpiece, your cup, and everything like that.
Did you bring any like Lucky Charms? You bring like Starburst or anything? Some
No.
people like candy before a fight or something.
My cell phone and my charger.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I listen to music. I rock out. I chill, and I'm good. Actually, if there's any pictures of me, I was sitting in a corner by myself.
Yeah, man.
Like I got up and I moved around a little bit, but if there's like a live footage of the red corner from that night,
Yeah.
while Mike Kennedy's sitting in the corner just chilling.
We're gonna actually have some footage from that coming out. Probably this week. So
Oh yeah,
keep an eye out. We're doing a big behind the scenes thing. Yeah.
But yeah, so just trying to mentally prepare. Like okay, like it's just another fight, but it's my first pro, so it's extra 2 minutes on the timer.
Yeah.
You got knees, elbows, head kicks added to it, elbows for the ground and pound. You got all this stuff added to it. It's real life a different game from an amateur fight.
Yeah.
So just mentally prepared for that. But like you said, I have Chris and Kyle Dawkins at my gym. Got Pat Brady, got Matt Turnbull. I have so many people that I train with on a regular basis. That
monsters.
Yeah, monsters that made their pro debut. They already took that step. I've trained with the best names in Philly MMA. If you can name them and they're from Philly and they fight MMA, I've trained with them. I've been in the gym with them. So that helps me mentally because I'm like, this guy doesn't have that.
Yeah.
He doesn't go rounds with these type of guys that I'm going rounds with.
Yeah.
Like he goes and stands in front of them and he gets starched. What does he have from me?
Yeah.
That's my mindset going into the fights, and it's all because of the team that I have around me.
Yeah. That's amazing, man. Did you have to cut any weight? Like, what?
No,
it
was a heavyweight fight.
Into that? Yeah.
It was a heavyweight fight, so I didn't have to cut, and I'm not a heavyweight.
Yeah.
I walk around at 230,
Yeah.
and I would like to take 205 fights. I was actually supposed to, coming back from the pandemic, I was supposed to start my 205 journey.
Yeah.
It was really hard to find me 205ers. Every 205er they found me either pulled out or turned down the fight. So Mike Bickens one day came into the gym while we were training. He saw me and Pat sparring, and he came over to me like, hey, I know your 205er just pulled out. Do you want to take a heavyweight fight? He just watched me spar with their current heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
I say, yeah, sure. I'm me up with anybody. The nickname's Wild Mike for a reason.
Yeah.
And I'll fight anybody, anytime, any place, anywhere. So found me a heavyweight fight. We went out there. It was my first fight back in 3 years because of the pandemic. And it was probably the performance I hate the most, but I got the job done, won the belt.
Yeah.
And that was what started me down the road of fighting heavyweights.
Yeah.
And it's been a fun road. I've knocked out 2 of them, but I'm not a heavyweight. So I'm glad I didn't have to cut. It's been amazing not having to cut before fights.
What did your opponent weigh?
Weighed in at 250.
Oh, so like he had a weight discrepancy on you.
Yeah, he's 20 pounds. 20 pounds is a lot of weight.
It is, man.
Yeah,
even for y'all. Like for me,
Yeah.
that's a lot. I'm like 175-ish.
Yeah,
when
so-
a 195er comes in, I'm like, dude.
I'm about to say, So he had 50 pounds on me. So it was a lot of weight to have to move around and try to keep him off me. But, that's what we prepared for.
Yeah, man.
I understand that I'm not a heavyweight, so if I'm gonna fight a heavyweight, I'm gonna have the disadvantage when it comes to weight.
Yeah. You ever hear this thing? I've been doing this since I was like a white belt, where like if you have to do a weight cut, you drink Pedialyte the day of your fight because it replenishes.
Yeah.
I like that, man. That seems to work for me pretty well.
So shout out to Eugene Aubrey for the vegetable glycerin.
That's what you do.
Yeah, mix it in some water. After the weight cut, chug the gallon of water with the vegetable glycerin. You know, we got our little tips and tricks because I fought at 85 before the pandemic.
Oh wow,
yeah.
Dude.
So I was cutting
what was
from
that cut?
30 pounds.
30
so I was cutting from like
pounds.
210.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah,
that's very significant still.
yeah. I was cutting from like 210 to 85, and after weight cuts, before the fight, the night I went to sleep. Before I went to sleep,
Yeah.
I was back to 200 pounds.
Yeah.
So I made sure like cut the 85 before I lay down to go to sleep. I was back to 200 pounds. I was walking back into the cage at like 205.
Yeah. Okay. Nice, man. But then let's come back to Friday night, right? So like a few hours pass, 5 hours pass, and you're walking out. What was some of the music you were listening to maybe that last hour before your fight?
Eminem, Wayne,
Yeah,
DMX,
Lil Wayne.
yeah, like,
DMX. Let's go, bro.
All three of them are people that's in my top 5
It's
all
pretty
time.
hard.
Like
Yeah.
so those are the people that I'm listening to. I'm just like, yeah, like this is what we're about to do. Obviously, I listened to my walkout song just to get me hyped up, which was Swag Surfing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of annoyed that the DJ played it right when the beat dropped. This is kind of like,
Oh yeah.
it kind of messed up my
Messed
vibe.
the timing up.
Yeah, a little bit, but you know, little fish to what was about to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the people that I listened to. Some of the music
That's
that I listened to
awesome, man.
before the fight.
Yeah. So then we walked out. Who was in your posse walking out?
You had my corner and my coach, Will Martinez, and you had Chris Dawkins. Who else walked out with me? My brother, and also the guy who was taking pictures. My aunt. Who else was right there with me walking out? A lot of the guys from 302 that was in the back.
I was gonna say you. It seemed like you had a lot. Like you were on the walkout was on the opposite side of where I was, but it looked like you had a.
Yeah, I had a couple
you.
people walking out with me. It was definitely good having those people walk out with you because
Of course.
Like it's the family aspect behind it. Like we got your back. Like we're here for you. Like we can't fight this fight for you, but we know you got this, and we're here.
Yeah. That's amazing, man. So you like make your first step into the ring, man. Like what's the energy like? What's your body feeling like?
It's nervous. I'm like
no doubt.
I'm like, okay, there's absolutely no turning back. We're here. I get into the cage and the roar from the crowd and my family all to the left of me was just right there. So I do my little
that boosts your dopamine a little bit.
Yeah, I do my little lap around the cage and I go stand to the side of where they are, look out into the crowd, get to see them, they get to see me. And it's just like that last look at them because the next time I look at them, the fight's gonna be over. Next time I get to pay attention to them, will be the fight's over. So I want them to see me. I see them, and we're just like, all right, we're here, guys. Like,
time to go to work.
Yeah, I've trained for this. Now I hope y'all mentally prepared for it because there's some people in my family who hate to watch the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, this is it.
They just hate to see you hit.
Yeah, they don't like to see me hit. They don't like. My mom has been freaking out
No doubt, dude.
about she freaks out about me and since the fight she's like asked me like how's the opponent doing. I actually reached out to Mike Bickens to ask how he's doing and everything. So I haven't heard word back, but I have reached out because like it's we signed a contract.
I heard Mike played a prank on you.
Oh my god, the worst prank ever. The worst fucking prank ever. That fucking that guy.
He told me. I
was
like,
my
bro,
god,
that's fucked up.
So fucked up. I was speechless. Oh man, the worst prank that you could ever pull.
Tell me the prank. Prank from your perspective.
So I text him. I'm like, hey, any word on my opponent? How's he doing? Did he have to?
You do this all the time, even for the guy from like 27 or 20? Was it 29?
Nah, but this one's a little. This injury and this fight was a little different than just the regular knockout. Like,
yeah.
I would like this. This dude
had to go to the hospital.
Yeah, he went to the hospital, which is why I was checking in. Like, hey, any word on how he's doing? About 5-10 minutes later, time passes, and Mike Bickens calls me, and I'm like, I answer the phone. He like, hey, are you alone? And everything. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. He was like, I don't know how to tell you this, but there was complications. And your opponent passed away at 4:00 this morning. Dang. I was just like, no fucking way. I'm like, no. I'm like, you didn't just tell me that. And I'm like, I'm saying all this in my head, but on the phone, I'm just speechless. And he's just going on. And I'm just like, Mike, like, no, like, don't tell me that. He's just like,
crazy.
He's like, I can't even keep this going. I'm just fucking with you. I'm like, fuck. I was like, my heart sank. I was like, no way.
How would you have felt knowing that happened though?
So I actually, my friends and family, when I told them about the joke, they asked me the same question. They was like, it's like, would you still want to fight? How did you feel? And I'm just like, I would still fight. I would still fight. I would keep going.
Because this is like the risk of the game. It's rare that happens anyway, too.
It's not really likely that it happens. And if it does, like I'm sorry that it happened. It wasn't my intentions for something like that to happen. We sign a contract. We go out there. We risk it all. And that's the job we put on the line. You have a job to go out there. I have a job to go out there. Your goal is to reach new heights with your now pro career, because this is both our pro debut.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's great.
So, and my goal is to reach new heights with my pro debut, and you were in my way, I'm in your way.
Yeah.
You could have did the same thing to me. I could have been in the same boat on my way to a hospital.
Yeah.
I just called you. I just called him first.
That agreement when you hit the cage.
Yeah.
Man.
Listen. Doors closed. As the announcer's going, I raised my hand like.
Brandon was telling me this. Brandon says he never touches gloves.
Oh yeah. Well,
how do you feel about that? It looks like you were the one initiating. Like,
I do. Like, if you want to talk shit, then we can talk shit. I'm not much of a shit talker, but I can give it back. That's just who I am. But if you want to just be respectful, you want to touch gloves, you want to shake hands, I'm okay with that too.
Yeah.
But some people like to talk shit and sell fights, and I could talk shit and we could sell fights.
Yeah.
Just understand that, like, I like the dude that I just knocked out. I stopped hitting him. I probably won't stop hitting. If you want to talk shit, I won't stop hitting you if you hit the ground. I won't. So just be prepared for that, man. Also.
It seems like, man, them refs like to look the other way for a minute, and
especially when I fight. It fucking sucks. Especially when I fight.
Every time I've seen you so far,
dude. The first one, he let me land. The dude face planted.
I know, bro.
I landed
like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, I landed 2 or 3 shots in the cage side ring. The bell rings. And the ref didn't stop the fight. I landed 3 more strikes after the bell rang, and then he stopped the fight. I'm just like, fuck, dude. Like, you just let me. You all tried to let me kill this. And this dude, I actually told him in the back, like, bro, I'm gonna stop. After he gave like the fighting rules and everything, I was like, if he hits the floor, like if this is a repeat of my last fight, I'm gonna stop hitting him.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. I hit him. The ref just standing there, and I stood up and I walked off, and that's when the ref stepped in. Yeah,
it looks like you came back, and you could see the dude, your opponent. He kind of recoiled because you knew. I think he realized something was he had some serious damage.
Yeah,
like he was leaking.
Yeah, he wasn't out. He was just. It just. I couldn't imagine the type of pain that he was in. That shit had to hurt. So yeah, he wasn't out, but like he turned away. The fight was over. I realized the fight was over, and I stopped hitting him, and that's when the ref decided to step in. Like, it's not my job to stop the fight. It's not my job to protect my opponent. It's your job, and this is my second fight, and you failed your job both times.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I try to explain that to people too. They're like, man, that's crazy. Like even in jiu-jitsu, it's like, man, like dude popped like a knee or something. Like at 80cc I was at, and I saw. It's crazy how many injuries I saw. To be honest, but it's like. Lots online, you kind of want to risk the biscuit a little more than usual. But it's like, man, the ref's job is kind of to be there and like mediate that kind of thing. But,
yeah, because imagine if he wasn't hurt as bad as he was, and I don't follow up, and he gets up and then knocks me out.
Yeah,
like
an uppercut or something.
Yeah,
right?
like I'm sorry, but that's the risk we take. That's the job we sign up to do. It's not my job to protect you. It's my job to go out there and try to finish you.
Yeah,
it's the ref's job to protect you, and when you have bad refs, sometimes people get hurt.
I guess. Well, there was like 2 quote unquote early stoppages earlier in the night, and
there were.
Yeah. Like I don't know if you maybe your headphones were in, but
I wasn't able to watch any of them. I was like in the back. I was the 10th fight of the night. So
let me look at the names. Maybe I can remember. I don't remember which fight it was. I think it might have been the Stefan Rodriguez one. Don't quote me on that. But he I believe he got a strike off on his opponent, and he like took a knee. The opponent took a knee, but wasn't like down, and then like the ref came in right when he was like about to blast double. So he probably got wobbled or something like this. I didn't even get to really see it, unfortunately. Okay. I was like typing something in on the computer with Brandon, so I went, oh shit, and I'm like, oh, I missed it.
Oh, I missed it. Yeah.
But like the whole crowd was yelling bullshit. So it was yeah, they were going crazy, and apparently that's the second time it happened. I think one of these other earlier guys on the card, a similar thing happened where they got wobbled and maybe they got a couple strikes on them, and then the ref was like, all right, 3 hits, like, and you look like you're about to, be in a fucked up situation. So maybe that's why they like gave you the benefit of the doubt.
Oh man, but listen, as a ref, you supposed to understand these things. Like, he got hit with an elbow and dropped instantly, covered up his face. Like, how many more shots do you want to take before you decide, okay, this fight should be stopped? Now, if someone gets punched and they drop and they're rolling around trying to get up, trying to gather themselves, they could probably take a couple more shots.
Yeah.
I don't see any, like, there's no way that you thought he could take a couple more shots.
Yeah, now he was like, I don't want to say your opponent was in like the fetal position, but he was recoiled. Like,
you
could tell he was he was done.
He was out of he was done. The fight was, he was like, okay, the fight's over for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand how the ref didn't see it either.
Yeah,
because I realized it. I'm pretty sure you realized it. Deb Bickings, she realized it. Bob Maloney realized it. My teammate Matt Turnbull, he was commentating. He realized it. You can hear Ryan Cafaro. Happy birthday, Ryan.
Oh yeah. Happy birthday. I saw it on Instagram as well. Yeah.
He called it out. Like, every voice that I could hear from like watching the fights back, like, everyone realized like this fight's over, except for the dude whose job it is to call the fight.
Damn.
So yeah.
Man, I think I would hate to be like a judge or a ref, because I think it's like just a hated job,
Just be good at it. I mean, if you're going to do it, then take it seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
you ever see them kickboxing like refs where like they catch the head on the way down?
Me and my brother was just talking about it. Me and my brother was just talking about it.
Those refs
they dive to go catch people.
Yeah, man. Those dudes are committed to the game.
Absolutely. I saw one dude. He dropped his opponent and went to go kick him, but he was a down opponent. The ref like kicked the dude's foot as he was going to kick the other.
Yeah, I'm
like, bro, like, these refs are ultra instinct. Yeah. They're on a whole nother level. That was crazy.
Funny. Yeah, man, that's amazing, man. But yo, let me go back one more time, because I'm just curious, because I'll bet you the answer is no. But like, do you remember anything from the fight before it ended? Like, do you remember the first round at all? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Recall it, because like if you're anything like me, like and a lot of other people I know, it's like I don't remember what the fuck happened till the end, dude.
Yeah, so we went in there first round. I'm a Taekwondo guy. I started bouncing around. I threw the first side kick. I'm feeling good. That's how
side kick was beautiful.
And everyone said that, and I was just like, I didn't like it. And as soon as it landed,
it looked clean. Like, I don't know how it connected, but you launched it well. It was very nice.
That's my bread and butter. I love it. You can ask anyone at the gym. I throw the side kick a lot. As soon as I start bouncing, they know that they're coming, and they're just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Here comes this. So I'm just like, I threw it, and it didn't land how I like it to. So in my mind, it was like discard. And like, I pretty much threw it away, and I wish I didn't. Yeah. I wish I like kept going back to it. Yeah, I wish I did. It probably would have made the first round go a lot different. It probably would have brought the knockout in the first round sometime.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I would have been able to keep my distance
on the cage.
Yeah,
he was a good opponent. I think the matchup was honestly
it was a nice matchup. It was a game opponent. If I would have stuck with the game plan and everything and didn't like discard it just because of the first thing I did, it just didn't work or how I wanted it to, I would have been able to keep my distance a lot better. I wouldn't have got pressed up to the cage as much, and he wouldn't have been able to shoot from. Because I said that all fight camp, like, his goal is to get my back to the cage, and from there he's going to shoot. I'm like, don't put your back against the cage. Don't put your back against the cage. I threw one move, and we started moving around. I didn't like it, and before I knew it, my back is against the cage. He's shooting, and I'm just like, fuck. This is exactly what I said not to do.
Yeah.
I tried my best to keep him from taking me down. I was doing good. I almost got out a couple of shit, but like, he was a game opponent, and he did take me down. The only problem was with the fact that he couldn't keep me down.
Yeah,
I was able to reverse the position, and he was able to reverse it back. But Will told me, like, once the fight was over, we got to the back. He was like, man, next time you reverse those positions like that, just get up.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, you're right. I probably should have just got up once I reversed it. Or once I reversed it like the second time and realized like I'm probably not going to be able to just hold him down.
Yeah.
I probably should have just got up. But
was he very strong?
actually, no. Like he had some nice movement. Like he was technical in some positions, which is what allowed him to get the takedowns and the sweeps.
Yeah. And
he had the 20 pounds, but he wasn't strong.
Yeah. Okay.
He wasn't physically stronger than me. He was just heavy.
Yeah.
He was heavy and technical.
Yeah.
So that's how the first round went. A lot of weight. Did the right things. It just couldn't get me out of there.
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot to get me out of there.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to break my face too.
Yeah. For sure, man. And then the second round came, man. It was a pretty quick finish, man.
Yeah, second round, we go out there. I tried to get some form of the game plan back. Didn't really work how I wanted it to. And I kind of hate that because I kind of feel like I let down people when I don't go out there and fight how they like see me fight in the gym and everything.
Yeah.
I'm just like, because gym me whips cage fighting me's ass.
Yeah.
I would you gotta come see me. You gotta come see me spar. Yeah, you gotta come see me spar because it's just like this is the dude that we just. There's no way this is the same guy. Because even Matt and Ryan, like people that see me spar and everything, they'll talk about like they were talking about my kicks and how I control distance and like I was just like. That's not the guy. Like the guy that you were just watching fighting wasn't the guy that they were talking about. And I wish that I can. Eventually, I'm working on getting more comfortable so I can carry that in. But first pro fight. But yeah, so second round start moving around. He pushed me back against the cage, but quick learner. I figured out what I needed to do. Got him off me. And the head kick did land. I did watch the podcast back with you and Brandon. You said you didn't, you couldn't tell if it had landed. The head kick did land. My shin still hurts. Yeah, he had a hard head. I was so surprised that the head kick didn't put him down because it landed clean.
Yeah,
and I was just like, dude, what the hell? So, I really wanted it again. And the second one I threw landed short. The third one he blocked. I went to throw my two and I couldn't get the distance right. And it kept going past his head or he kept slipping on the inside of it. So I was like, okay, well, you're going to keep slipping on the inside of my punches and you're going to keep closing the distance. And every time I throw the two or when I move back, you keep closing distance. I'm like, I'm not going to throw the two. I'm going to step back and I'm going to throw an elbow. And that's exactly what I thought. And in the fight, you see me take the step back and he lunges forward and I'm like, gotcha. And I step forward and the elbow lands.
Wow. That's amazing, man. The fact that you were able to recount that as so precisely.
I've watched the fight back so many times, because it's so weird because I was just talking to about with one of my friends at the 4-minute mark is when I start thinking about changing the two to an elbow, and then we have our exchanges, and by 3:50 is when I threw the elbow, and I was explaining to my friend like. From the 4-minute mark, when I thought about, okay, an elbow will work, that those 10 seconds was me game planning on how to throw the elbow.
Yeah.
And by the end of the 10 seconds, once the 10:50 mark hit, is when I threw the elbow because that's when I figured it out. I figured it out and I did it, and it worked perfectly.
Yeah.
So in the fight, I'm calculating. I'm figuring stuff out, and we saw what happens.
Yeah. No, it was amazing, man. I think that was probably, the best pro fight of the night because you guys were so evenly matched in the beginning, and then you were able to just catch him slipping.
I'm a slow starter. I'll tell it.
Anybody. Of course, you know what I mean.
I'm a slow starter. I'm a counter fighter. So like, people's first rounds against me is probably going to be their best round. Yeah, and you feel like you let people feel people out a little bit a lot of the time. Yeah, sometimes I do it a little bit, and sometimes I give them a little bit too much. Now I'm playing the catch-up game. Yeah. But yeah, so that's definitely my whole thing. Like I go in there, I do feel people out. I kind of slow, I touch type of stuff just to get reactions, to get timing, get distance. Yeah. Get a feel for their speed, power, stuff like that. And then once we start moving in closer throughout the round, I start picking it up and everything. So that's just how I fight. Yeah, that's incredible, man. Well, tell me, so we got the belt right here. This is your advanced amateur title belt for Art of War. Yes. How many amateur fights do you need to go to advanced amateur, and then how many of those do you need to go to pro? Is it like a specific number usually? Does it matter win, lose? From advanced AMI to pro, I don't think there's a specific number.
Okay.
But I know from, at least in PA, from AMI to advanced AMI, it's 3 fights.
Okay. Do you need to win any of them?
I'm not sure on what the win-loss ratio has to be. Because I know.
What was yours?
I went 3-0.
Oh, nice.
As a amateur, and then I went straight to advanced amateur, where I lost my first fight. So then I'm down 3-1, and then I went on to finish with advanced amateur fights, and I finished my amateur career going into my pro career with 5-2. My second loss being a 3-day notice fight.
Oh, wow.
I took a short notice fight against a dude. I was getting ready for a 205 fight, but again, 205 opponent pulled out.
Yeah.
So that sucked. I was at
3 days notice. You didn't get like time to eat some pizza and shit.
I was at 225 going into the fight. The dude was 6'6", 270. that was
50-pound discrepancy.
Yeah. I remember I was at work chilling. Fight just got pulled from underneath me.
Yeah.
And my friend and teammate Pat Brady calls me. He's like, "Hey, you been training?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "You want to take a fight?" And I'm like, "Sure." When? He said 3 days. I'm like, "Okay, cool." I said,
What was the promotion?
Cagezilla, I believe.
Cagezilla.
I believe that was the name of the promotion.
Are they around anymore? I never heard of that
I
one
believe
before.
so.
Was that a PA based one?
It was PA. It was like 2 hours away. In Gettysburg, I believe.
Gettysburg. Damn,
Yeah, so
that's random as hell.
Yeah, I left work that day. I went and trained for a little bit. Well, before we even like agreed to it or anything, I was like, I got to find a way to get a corner out there. It's like short notice. I can't really get none of my regular corners out there. But 2 friends of mine, Ian Austin and Andre Petrowski, they were there cornering their teammate. So we made some phone calls. I'm like, "Hey guys, can y'all corner me for this fight?" And they was like, "Yeah, sure." So I agreed to the fight. Then I got a corner. Got off work, trained, woke up the next day, trained, went home, showered, got on the road. Got down there, chilled. Next day, we wake up, we go weigh in, 1 more sleep, I'm in the fight. But yeah, so I wish I had some time to prepare for that fight. It was a good fight. We went the distance.
Yeah. It was a decision.
Yeah. He won the decision.
Damn, dude, 50-pound discrepancy.
Oh my God.
That wouldn't have been a decision for me, bro.
I mean, it is funny because he did lock in a rear naked choke like early in the first round, and he also fought one of the guys who cornered me, Ian, and he had Ian the same thing. Ian unfortunately tapped, and Ian ended up telling me, he was like, "Yo, whatever you do, just don't tap, bro." He was like, "Don't tap," and the dude locks up a rear naked choke in the first round. I'm just like, fuck. Like, I drove 2 hours away. My mom, my sister, and my aunt drove to come see me fight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're about to see me tap in the first round. I'm like, damn. And then, like, everything started, like, playing back. I'm like, I can't let them see me tap. And I was like, Ian just told me don't fucking tap. I'm like, fuck this. I'm not tapping. So I reached up and everything I had in me left. Like, I pulled his arms down and I was like, I got out of it.
That's amazing.
I'm like, thank God. And then we got back to fighting. But yeah, shout out to Ian. Like, if not for those couple words, man, I probably would have.
Yeah,
I probably would have. He said don't tap. So I was
it's
like, all
crazy,
right, cool.
Man. This is so funny. Those little things, what those little things do. I have a great jiu-jitsu story about. We can kind of go into this. This is something I wanted to talk to you about like how many times you've caused like other opponents injuries. But you kind of like segued into this story that I have.
Yeah, what's up?
So I was at a Naga, and I was doing a no-gi. It was a blue belt, like when I was a blue belt. And I remember I was doing a lot of leg lock stuff. It's like right after COVID. And I was training like in an underground like kind of basement session. We were calling it the Black Basement Crew. We registered it on Smooth Comp as BBC. It's hilarious. but we were doing that, and like a lot of the guys I was training with were also at the Naga. So like I have my coaching me, and then I have the guys right next to me that I was training with, like from New Jersey, right next to me, from their Ambush Jiu-Jitsu. Shout out to Matt and the boys. But I ended up losing by points. But I should have heel hooked this guy because we were in 50-50 in the end. And I was like just too scared to like commit to my leg locks. And I'm like, I have so much regrets for that. But I don't know if you know this guy, Sam Vorb. He's a guy. I think he does MMA as well, but he's out of Tom DeBlass's school.
The name's not ringing
No,
a bell.
he's a great dude. But I saw him there, and I had trained with him kind of recently to then, and I was like, yeah, man, like I just lost my match in front of Matt. Like I feel devastated. I'm about to go into this gi shit. Like I feel terrible. And he told me, he's like, yeah, man. I mean, really, what you got to do is, you know, just go out there and put it all out there like it matters. And you know, if you lose, just kill yourself. And it was just like such a stupid thing to say. But the next match, I go in and I break my first opponent ever. I've never like broken someone before, but I popped his ankle with a straight ankle in the gi. And it's like, bro, I gave you time to tap too. Yeah, should have tapped. Dude should have tapped. But I go to Sam and I tell him that, and he's like, yeah, that's right, man.
Yeah, reminds me of what Joe Rogan was talking about. He is at one of his Taekwondo tournaments. He was like, he kicked the guy and like knocked him out or something. He was like, he went over to his coach and told him like, yeah, he thought he killed the guy. His coach said, well, sometimes people die. I was just like, shit. I'm like, dude. And like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, shit. Like, I try to tell people like, as a trained fighter, like,
yeah,
to the average person, like, yeah, we're like, we will kill you. We can 100% kill you, and it won't take much from us.
Yeah.
The average street fight doesn't go past 30 seconds.
Yeah. And that's when you gas out. And I train exclusively for that 30 seconds after.
Yeah, like I'm sparring for rounds of 5 minutes.
Yeah. 6
Then
minutes
you have 30
sometimes.
seconds in you as a trained fighter, like you die. So I'm just like, we turned a martial art that was created to kill people, and we use it as a sport now.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that we do was created with boxing, taekwondo, like all these jiu-jitsu. There was no tapping out when jiu-jitsu was created. It was choke this person out or break a leg or break an arm.
Yeah.
There wasn't no tapping out. Became a part of it when it became a sport.
Yeah.
We're trained killers.
Yeah.
A lot of people forget that.
Yeah. For real. So have you like how I'm curious like of your like early competition career, like did you go kind of straight to MMA? Did you do some like Golden Gloves? You do some like jiu-jitsu tournaments or anything like that? Like
never done jiu-jitsu tournament. I want to though.
Yeah.
So
you should.
I'm a blue belt in jiu-jitsu.
Our word. You probably trash me.
Yeah.
I know you Martinez guys have that pressure style.
I'm a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. I started boxing at 9, and then I moved into taekwondo at 14. Like I said, and the only tournament like type based stuff that I did before MMA was taekwondo tournaments.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
is that a lot like point stuff?
It's point. Yeah, it's point sparring. So pretty much, if you want to win a taekwondo tournament, your timing, technique, and speed just got to be better than the next guy.
Yeah.
Like if you're too slow, you're not going to hit him. If you're not accurate enough, you're not going to get the point. So you got to be faster and accurate than the next guy. And I remember my first taekwondo tournament, super nervous, freaking out.
I bet. Yeah.
And I make it to the final round, I lose. So I get second place in my first taekwondo tournament, and that was my first time ever getting second place in a taekwondo tournament. Every tournament I went to afterwards, first places for fighting.
Yeah.
Until one tournament, we get there, I make it to the last round, and it's me and this guy, and we're going back and forth, and I'm up like 2 or 3 points.
Yeah.
And this dude kicks me in my stomach and all the one of those. I was just like, oh fuck. And he gets the point. And now he's like, I'm up by 2 points, but I can't move and nor can I breathe. Yeah. So I'm just like bouncing around. He tags me. I'm just like, fuck. Yeah. Tags me again. Shit. And now we're tied up. And then we go back to our corners. I go, and I'm like, okay, I can breathe now. We start moving, start bouncing. And I throw a spinning hook kick, and I wrap it up.
What's a spinning hook kick? Is that like a wheel kick?
Yeah,
like a crescent kick, like with the back side.
So you hit with the heel. So you know how a regular hook kick will come off the lead leg and hook this and like come
Yeah,
around.
hook out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So just imagine you spin with it instead
What
before you
the
throw
hell?
it. So I threw that, and it wraps, and the back of my knee wraps around the dude's head,
Oh,
and my
man.
heel comes around and hits him in the face. The
What? I don't even
the
understand how
judge
that's possible.
on that side of it saw it. The other two judges were on my side, and all they saw was the kick go around him.
Yeah, the knee part. Right?
Yeah, so they call that it doesn't hit the one judge on that side, and the crowd goes crazy and says that it lands, and that's a head kick. It's 2 points in Taekwondo.
Yeah.
I should have won. Only one judge saw it. Two judges said it didn't land. We go again. He scores the next point. He wins. Kudos to you.
Yeah.
I don't know where you are. I'll kick your ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the second time, and those were the only 2 times I ever came in second place in the Taekwondo tournament. And then I moved into MMA from there.
Straight into MMA.
Yeah.
At what age did you do your first amateur MMA fight?
I think I was 2021.
2021.
Yeah.
So like 5 years ago. Wow. So 5 years it takes. Yeah, we kind of established that. Like about 5 or 6 years it takes to go pro.
Not even. I
Yeah.
was out for 3 years because of the pandemic.
Oh, wow.
And I had.
Do you think people can accelerate to pro quicker than that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's the quickest you've ever heard of that?
I honestly don't know. I haven't asked too many people how long they took for their go pro from their amateur career.
Yeah.
So I honestly wouldn't know the time frame on that.
Yeah, yeah.
But if everything went my way, like my amateur career, Friday wouldn't have been my pro debut because I tore my meniscus in my left knee.
For just recently?
No, this was a while ago.
Oh,
So
okay.
I've pulled out a fight because of that. I broke my foot, and I tried to fight, but I couldn't stand on it. So I had to call Mike and was like, hey, I can't fight. So those 2 injuries took me out of fights. Pandemic happens, so now I'm out of fights even longer. So I wouldn't have had my record wouldn't have been 5-2.
Mm-hmm.
I would have had more fights, and I probably would have went pro a lot sooner than what just happened. If you take the pandemic away, and
Yeah,
I was able to fight
makes
for those.
sense.
You take the injuries and the pandemic away, those are 4 extra years, 4.5 years of me fighting, and I probably would have made my pro debut a lot longer. Long ago.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So tell me about COVID for you, man. I'm curious. Like, I ended up like just some crazy circumstances. Like, I was living in like a school bus, and I just ended up touring like jiu-jitsu gyms, and it was just a crazy like situation for me. But I ended up getting invited to a lot of like underground open mats. So my jiu-jitsu kind of stayed pretty active, if not ramped up, during the pandemic, because like, you know, it was important to me to stay
training.
Yeah, and not just that, but like, I don't know about you, but like I wouldn't say like I'm an extrovert, but like I need like there's something about the camaraderie you have in a martial arts room where you're trying to kill each other. Like you kind of need that, especially like when you're stressed out during a week, like you don't know what the fuck what's going on in the world. Like for me, like it was pretty important, and I'm not even like a competitor. Like I'm a casual dude. Like I just have passion for the sport. Like, but for you, like how did it affect you? Like, were you training pretty actively?
I wasn't, and it affected me a lot. I went from, like I said, I was fighting at 85, walking around at 210. I went and skyrocketed to 240. The heaviest I've ever been. Yeah, and you
just
see
got the donuts.
Yeah, man, you can see it all on my face, my stomach. I was just like, I was fat. I was sloppy too.
Yeah.
So,
were you not able to train at all? Like, what was going on, like mentally for you? Like, did it just kind of shift your life? Like, because I know Philly was smacked. I actually was working in Philly when COVID hit, and I was working at a parkour gym in East Falls. I don't know if you ever heard of Pinnacle Parkour over there. It's like they do flips and shit.
Yeah, I wanted to do parkour when I was a kid.
So it's fun. Man, you're 26. That's like you're like the really good people started popping up around. Like,
when I was a young boy, that's when all the videos on YouTube and everything started popping up of people doing parkour and everything. I was like, I want to try this.
Yeah, that was a golden moment for you. But yeah, we were the pandemic hit and like it shut us down, and like they ended up shutting the whole gym down, and then I was unemployed, so I was like in limbo. Like I had no idea what I was gonna do with my life. You know what I mean?
So I wasn't able to train, especially not as much as I was training at the time.
Yeah. You were training pretty consistently,
Yeah.
like 5 days a week, probably.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So training, taken away from me. I didn't lift much of any like before the pandemic, so that wasn't really a problem with me. So I started working.
You lift now though?
Yeah. I started working at the YMCA in South Philly, and I met a guy named Miles, and he lifts pretty consistently. And me and him and a group of friends, they were like, "Hey, like, you want to come lift and everything?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I didn't do it, and I started lifting pretty consistently with them, and that's what I started doing since I couldn't train. I'm just lifting throughout the week with them, and my numbers like shot through the roof. Like, just like deadlift 500 pounds, like benching close to 3, squatting 3. Like, I was just like, went from nothing to something.
Jacked, yeah.
And then I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm lifting. I'm like, I want to get my cardio back. I want to get a body type that I like back. So I started training, lifting, working out, and I went from the 240 back down to 220. Maybe a little too fast, because you don't really want to drop weight extremely fast. And then I stayed with it, lifting. Then finally I'm back at training, and my 220 goes to 230. And it's a good 230. It's not like I was
the dense.
Yeah. So, and that's where I walk around at now, and I don't really fluctuate. Like, I'm not shooting back to 240. I'm not really dropping under 230 much. If anything, I'm going anywhere between 230 to 235. Like, if I bullshit around.
Yeah.
So that's probably that's the most I'm weighing around now. But yeah, so that's what the pandemic did to me. It gave me it took away a lot, but it gave me something that I needed, and that's that extra part of the gym aspect, and the mindset to be like, yo, I gotta stay consistent, because I wasn't the most consistent person when I first started MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wasn't at all.
Even when you were actually fighting like Amis.
Yeah, no. I felt like I could get past with just being as
Athletic,
good as
like high school, gave you the foundation.
I was like, I'm good enough to just to make it past. Like, I can train 1, 2 times, 3 times a week, and I'm okay. Like, I'm doing well in sparring. Like, I make it through my first fight, my second fight. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not really getting subbed in the gym. Like, I can do this. I don't really have to put too much effort in it. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Type of mentality. And so I'm super glad that, like, the pandemic happened. I made it to a place where I needed to be consistent. I needed to train, because if I didn't, then I was going to end up being 250, 260, 300 pounds. And then there goes the rest of my athletic career that I ever wanted for myself. And so I'm super glad that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And it put me in the mindset where I'm like, I gotta stay focused.
Yeah.
I have to stay focused.
And you've been pretty disciplined since then.
Since then, it's been a nonstop grind. It's working, training. I'm at home chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really go out too much, and when I do, I'm with my friends. We go out, we have fun. We're back in the house.
That's cool. And you said, like, I don't know if you do that on weekends, but like as your job, you bounce. Like,
I work armed security as a
Tell me a little bit about that, man. You got any good jiu-jitsu MMA stories in real life?
I even got a drunken one for you.
Hey, let's go.
So while working, there was a guy and his girlfriend. The guy was like 22 or something. Okay. And the girl.
Where were you working? In a bar?
I was working at a club called Roar.
Okay.
On Columbus Boulevard.
Okay.
And the guy was 22, 23. His girlfriend was 20. Got to be 21 to come in.
Of course.
So I'm like, hey, sorry, girlfriend can't come in. So we talked back and forth for a little bit. He was cool. I'm like, all right, cool. I checked the next person. Turn back around, he's gone. So I'm like, hey, where did the guy just go? He was like, oh, he just went in. Like, no. Okay, cool. Stopped the line. I went inside the club, found him, like, yo, you got to leave. So
he left the girl, or he was in there with the girl?
He was in there with the girl.
Oh,
so I'm like, okay, like
both the slip, bro.
Yeah, like so. Okay, so now both of you have to leave. So we start walking out and everything, and everything was cool until I guess he didn't realize I was kicking them out. I guess he just wanted me to thought I was talking to him. So once we start getting close to the door, he turns around and tries to fight me. Mistake number one. He grabs me and I flip him so fast onto his back. He grabs and rips my shirt, and I pin him to the floor. His girlfriend comes running over, and my friend who's also working security with me, Sadiq, he grabs the girlfriend, pulls her out the way, and then everybody starts crowding me, and all the other guards are just sitting around bullshitting, twiddling their thumbs and everything.
Like, it's just wild Mike shit.
Yeah, just not paying us no mind. And my guy Sadiq, we've been cool since high school.
Yeah,
he clears the circle by himself, like everybody back up, and so I got the dude. I'm like, he's pinned on the floor, like knee on his back, arm across his back. And so I'm like, okay, cool. We're going to get up now. He's like, okay, cool. We're good. We get up. We walk him outside. And I'm like, okay, cool. I let him go when we get outside. He turns around and just pushes me against the wall. And I take a step back, plant my foot, and the 2 fires right down the middle.
Bam.
And he falls. And his girlfriend screaming and everything. They pick him up and they walk him away. This is like 12 o'clock, by the way.
Yeah. Midnight.
So, yeah. He takes off his shirt, wants to fight and everything. I'm just like, we're not fighting. Fight's over. Like,
you lost twice, bro.
Yeah. So 2 o'clock hits. Me and Sadiq were walking to our cars in the parking lot. He's still outside. He is still out. He's been outside for 2 hours yelling, wanting to come fight. And I'm just like, you don't want to fight that bad. There's no way anyone's stopping me from trying to fight someone for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So that was that story. And
so what happened after that? You just ignored him?
Ignored him. Got my car pulled off. I have no need to fight anybody outside of anyone I'm getting paid for. Mm-hmm. Or since I'm working security, if it's not about the job, I'm not fighting. I'm not getting into it. I argue with people, and I'm just like, I'm not taking any farther than that. I got too much to risk.
In clubs like this, are there like metal detectors? Like no one ever comes in armed?
No, we are we pat down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are the metal detectors.
Yeah. Word. Okay. I didn't know if there was some kind of check. Yeah.
Yeah. We pat everybody down. Mm-hmm. The females' bags get checked and everything like that. But yeah, so that's how that went. And then there was another night where I got into an argument with my manager.
Oh, okay.
And he sent me home. So I was just like, actually, I'm going to change out of my work clothes and I'm going to go upstairs. And I'm like, okay, you told me I can't work. I went upstairs. My friends actually that were regulars at the club, they saw me and everything. And I jumped in the section with them. We're all cool. They're pouring me shots. I'm up there drinking. My manager walked past me and I'm just like drunk laughing in his face.
Yeah.
And that very night, 2 other VIP sections broke out into a fight.
Oh, crazy.
My manager gets dragged by his vest.
No.
And I'm just sitting there.
Like a fancy vest?
Yeah. Like his bulletproof vest. No, like his bulletproof vest. He has the vest on. And
what kind of club is this? This is a crazy club.
Actually, not too many fights happened. It was just like the cherry on top that this fight happened. Yeah. And he got dragged.
Yeah.
So and then one of the other guys that work security that I'm cool with, like my problems with my manager at the time, not none of the other.
Yeah. And you're not trying to make no problem.
He started getting jumped, and I'm just like, fuck. I'm just like, okay. So I'm drunk and I go stumble over.
Damn, bro.
And I pull the dude off and I hit the one dude and he drops. And now I'm fighting like 2 other guys and I'm just knocking people out. And now we're at the top. We're at the top of the steps. Bro. And now I'm like pushing people down the steps. I kicked one dude down the steps and they're trying to run back up the steps.
Give him a good press kick.
Yeah. And they're running up the steps and I'm just hitting people as they're coming up the steps. And my manager's trying to pull me away. I push my manager. I'm like, I'm not working. You can't tell me what to do.
That's so funny.
I'm just hitting people as they're and they're just falling down the steps. The dude jumps from over the banister and scratches me in my face.
Oh man.
And that hurt like hell. It was burnt. It burnt when I got in the shower.
I bet.
I tried to we go downstairs and I'm still fighting. People get maced, doors get broken, and they go outside. And there was a police detail outside. So I go outside drunk and stumbling, and I'm ready to fight. And then the cops are there, and I was like, and I pulled out my 235 card, and I'm like, I'm security. And I put it back in my wallet, and I walked back inside. I'm like, and I was just like, okay, that's enough fun for me. I was just like, okay. I'm like, they were in there fighting. And the cops was like, okay, yeah, we got it from here. And I just like try to like soberly walk away from the cops. And I was yeah.
That's funny as hell. You ever tried to do a stand up? Those are some great stories, bro.
Nah.
If you said that at like a stand up open mic, that shit would be great.
Listen, I'm only funny when I'm being serious. If I try to be funny, I won't be funny.
Oh, fair enough.
So that's the only reason why this is funny, because it's a true story.
Nah, that's great, man. You wanna dig into some of these Instagram questions?
Oh yeah, let's get into it.
All right, yeah. So I did a post. I said, hey, I got a pro fighter coming on the show today, and he happens to be sitting across from me right now. So we're gonna read some of the questions. A lot of times I'll have like the YouTube Live has a thing where I forgot to make it big. So it looks like we got a comment. I don't think it's a question. But if that is a question, ask it again and I'll see it come up. Anyway, so first question I have here, they want me to ask you how to get into sponsorships and sponsor money. So like, let me ask you before we go into that. Are you do you bounce currently?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're bouncing, like how many days a week is that?
I work security 3 days out of the week.
Okay.
Yeah.
How like is that like a part-time thing, or is it?
Yeah. It's enough to keep lights on and money in my pocket.
Yeah. And then the rest is MMA.
Yeah.
Do you train people?
I don't.
Like do privates or anything like that?
I don't, and there's a really good reason behind it. One, because the time that I do have, I'm training myself.
Of course.
So it's kind of hard for me to then separate time to train other people. And then two, I don't. There's a difference between it being like good fighters. Not all the time can be good coaches.
This is a very common thing that I hear all the time.
I don't see myself as a good coach. I don't really see myself as someone that could like take someone from nothing and turn them into a good fighter. Like I have the fight IQ, I have the knowledge, but I don't know how to give it to people.
Yeah, fair
so
enough.
It's kind of hard. Like I can tell you what you're doing and how to do it, but I can't like really show you. I can't mold you. How there's just some coaches that could do that. I'm not that guy. I don't have that aspect down. Mm-hmm. I can take in knowledge and I can deliver. I can fight. I just can't. I'm just not the guy to coach.
Yeah, fair enough. That's a good point. But so going from there, do you have any sponsorships and things like this? Like, do you communicate with anyone for sponsorships for your fights?
So not really. Like, I have friends and like everybody that like do their own thing. Like Warriors Garden, shout out to them. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll throw up some posts and they're also teammates of mine. So like, I'll come in, hop in the sauna, take an ice bath, do some recovery stuff there.
Yeah. So it's like a partnership thing.
Yeah. My chiropractor, Scott Silverman, shout out to him. I recommend people to him and I come in, I get some work done, stuff like that. No real sponsorships that like, where it's just like, hey, we like you, here's some money, shout us out type of deal. It's those hand-in-hand transactions like, I got something for you, you got something for me. Yeah. Here's how we do this. It's
you put like logos on the shorts and stuff.
No, but I would like to start doing that. Yeah. I gotta find some place that like makes some like really nice shorts.
Yeah.
But I'll start doing that. But other than that, then yeah, Nike's not knocking on my door.
Yeah.
I would love it. I would love it if they did. That's a nice deal. Check. Yeah. But yeah, so but other than that, those are the people that like really help me out with stuff like that I do.
I think you're on the right track. I think a lot of for me personally, like I'm not a pro fighter or anything like that, but like I've had people like sponsor some things like events for me. Like I used to have like a a Smash Bros thing I would host. It's pretty funny. We used to call it Lemmy Smash. But yeah, like we would have like local people come out and like maybe like their pizza shop, like we're negotiating with them, like, hey, you can sell your pizza here, kind of thing.
Okay.
But I think a big thing, especially in Philly, man, you can probably network your ass off and build like some really good communication and like partnerships, like what you're doing, even what you're doing, right? Like the ice baths ain't cheap. Yeah. So the fact that you can like work something out with them, that's awesome. You know what I mean? So anyone out there looking for sponsorships, you know what I mean? I think like approach people, you know what I mean? Because maybe they don't know how to approach you. But if someone was trying to give you a sponsorship, how could they communicate with you, Mike?
My Instagram is probably the easiest place to get in contact with me. I pretty much don't put my phone down. I'm scrolling through Instagram all day. Mm-hmm. Is that Wow Mike MMA? Yep,
and we got it down there, so you guys can see that. Definitely reach out to Mike. It looks like someone did throw a question up there. I'm gonna look at that in a second.
Yeah, I might say outside of like following me, coming to the fights, buying a ticket, like only other way that
because if you put down your name, you get a cut, right?
Yeah, yep. Like if you buy the fight through the link and you like click on my name as the fighter, then I get a cut of that. If you hit me up in a DM whenever I have a fight and like, hey, I'd like to buy a ticket, I get a percentage of that. Yeah. And also I have like Wild Mike gear, like the shirts and the hoodies and stuff like that. Yeah. If you want to purchase something like that, then that are the ways to I make some extra money, like outside of just working. And you know, we're fighters. We don't get a salary. Do I got any mediums? I got you. I'll bring one through. Yeah. That's
awesome. We'll have to link up. I'll definitely cop some. But yeah, that's great, man. Let's move on to the next question. That's a good segment, man. I think like, cause you know, not a lot of people know this, man. Like doing MMA is an expensive job. Like you gotta cover your fee. Like even if maybe, I don't know, like what your negotiation is with Will, like how you handle paying for your membership and things like this, but like if you have to pay your boxing coach, you have to pay your jiu-jitsu coach, right? Like your strength and conditioning coach, like that shit adds up, dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, we got another question here. When's your next fight?
I'm looking for December at Art of War. Either 32 or 33.
33, right?
33 because the last one was 32. Yep. Art of War 33, December, Valley Forge Casino.
I'm so hyped. I love that venue. What's your opinion? You like live or Valley Forge better?
Well, I fought at live twice, so I'm kind of biased.
Yeah, fair enough.
And live is definitely closer. And then, you know, when you fight at live, you got to get to put on a nice big billboard right out front. I'm like,
I saw a lot of your Instagram. Fair enough.
So that's really cool. But Valley Forge Casino does have some aspects to it I do like the pillars that's around the cage and everything. They have the TV, so you can pretty much watch from anywhere. Yeah. Even if you don't have the best view, you don't have to always turn your neck to see the giant projectors. Screens, like you got the TV right in front of you, and then the cage like right there. So I do like that about Valley Forge.
Pros and cons for both.
Yeah, right? It's pros and cons and everything. But Art of War 33. Valley Forge Casino, December 15th. I'm looking to get on that card. Hopefully we can get a 205er. I go. That's what I would like.
Yeah, that's what you want to cut.
Yeah. I'm perfectly fine with cutting weight. Let's get a 205er in the cage with me.
That's amazing, man. Well, I'm excited for that. That's awesome, man. I really hope that doesn't drop out because I love watching you work.
I love working.
And hopefully, is Brandon going to be on that card as well? I thought I saw.
I'm not sure. I would love to be on the card with my teammates and everything.
Yeah, of course.
I'm super mad that my fight last month at the Valley Forge card fell through because I would have been on the undercard for Matt Turnbull, my teammate. So I was like, that would have been cool as shit to fight with him. Yeah. So I would like to be on because I believe he's fighting next month. Not next month, December card.
Yes.
Yeah. He's on that card already to get out him as opponent. He's about to go out there and kick ass, and I would love to be on that card with him too. Like it's a good feeling when you got your whole team back there. Like everybody's about to go fight. Like it's a different vibe in the gym too. Like everybody's working. Like we're all grinding. We all got a fight coming up. Like let's work. And then we're in the back. We all working together. We like, all right, cool. We here. Fight camp is just different when everyone in the gym has something coming up.
Of course. Yeah. No, I know that like just from the jiu-jitsu, I'm sure it's way different for MMA, like vastly, as far as intensity goes. But like in the jiu-jitsu room, like you know, like if we have like, especially because like the competition I really like to go to with my team is like we do a battle at the beach thing in New Jersey.
Okay.
And like most of the team goes. Like we don't all compete during the year too much, except like the ones who don't compete much. Like there's tons of dudes in my gym that are very active competitors. But like the other ones of us that are more casual, like we at least make it to this one kind of thing.
Right.
But for that one, like it's like, yeah, man, like you better. We're bringing some heat in here. We're doing a lot of conditional like conditioning shit. Like we're turning the heat up. So don't roll with me if you're not competing.
Yeah. Like
you're not gonna have a good time.
Like if you're not ready, like we're all getting ready for this. If this isn't what you're doing right now, like it's other people I can work with right now.
Yeah.
Like when fights coming up, and it's like if you don't have a fight coming up, find somebody that has a fight coming up and give them rounds.
Yeah.
Like there shouldn't be a dude with a fight coming up standing to the side waiting for a sparring partner because everyone else is matched up. And then two guys who don't have a fight are matched up. Like one of y'all go get with him. Like he's the one that he got to work.
Yep.
So that's how it's going to go. Like
yeah.
You got a fight coming up, you're working.
Is it like that at Martinez?
Yeah.
The culture pretty much understands like, yo, like there's a priority here.
Yeah. You got a fight coming up.
That's so good, man.
If the guys got fights coming up, they're priority.
Yeah. That's healthy.
Yeah.
Like
these are the guys that
culture,
get the work and everything like that.
Yeah. That's awesome. Awesome. Well, let's move on to the next question. What's the hardest part about your job, and what's the most rewarding thing other than the money? I think that this question is discussing the MMA specifically.
Okay. The most rewarding thing about my job. It's a lot of aspects to it. I mean, obviously,
is it that?
To get a belt strapped around you is super rewarding. To the people that start
interview with Bob Maloney.
Yeah, all of it. It's so cool being able to be here with you on a podcast. Like the fans that start tagging along, that's the one to support you.
Yeah.
The walkout, the crowd, the lights. It's all rewarding. I love it all. It's crazy. The day after fights were just like the flood of messages, congratulations and everything like that. It's super cool. Like obviously the money's a great part, but like I just started my pro career. It's not really much money there.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm still working.
Yeah.
So money really isn't the aspect now. It's just like the goal of where I want to be is a reward to me.
Yeah.
Just being able to be like, okay, this is what I'm working towards. Eventually I'll get there. Like that's rewarding to understand like I'm making the right steps. I'm getting closer and closer.
Yeah. I always wonder, like, I maybe you can comment on this, maybe you can't, but I always wonder, like, if let's say we have like a individual that like is retired in their MMA career and they maybe run a gym similar to like your, like, I mean, Will still competes, but like maybe not too similar to your situation in that respect, but maybe there's like an older dude that competes, but like he wants to bring up like up and coming fighters, and like maybe he does it for free, and their hope is that dude makes it successful and maybe gives them a cut. Do you see that like ever? Like, have you ever seen like anything like that? Is that like a sentiment that you've heard of? It's some like Hollywood ass shit in my brain.
Yeah. So like, I don't really. Could it be a thing? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, you got those people that get their star.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and that person becomes exactly what you wanted them to become, a star. But in my mind, it's like, if you're the best guy in the gym, then that's probably not where you should stay at forever.
Yeah, man.
Like,
I'm a huge proponent of what you just said, man. Like, I don't remember when I heard this. I think it was like right after high school, but I heard it was something to the effect of that. Like, if you're the best person or the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad that I can go to the gym and I still get punched in the face. I still get taken down and held down. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm glad that it's people. If we were to go for a run, that I'm not the last one to stop. Like, I'm tired before some people. Like, I like the fact that there's these people around me that grind with me, and I'm not the best guy in the gym, because that means there's still people here that I can learn from.
Yeah, 100%, man.
So like once you become the best guy in the gym, I'm not saying like, okay, there's nothing left for me here, like I'm leaving, bye guys. Like but no, like find somewhere else where there's somebody else that can still punch you in the face and hold you down, like and add them to your camp. You don't got to bring them to your team. You don't got to leave and go to their team, but add them to your game plan.
That's great. That's great advice, man.
Yeah,
I think cross training is super important, man.
You need it.
Yeah,
you need it, because eventually
you get stale looks.
Yeah, exactly. Training with the same people, you start to understand exactly what they do. You can start you game plan for them the week in advance, and you just like y'all elevate each other. But it's just like, okay, now go somewhere else, get some new looks, and by the time you come back, you're 10 steps ahead where you were, and now those same people that you were elevating with, you can elevate them up to those 10 levels, and now y'all just excel with each other at such a faster rate if you just cross train. Just like, and then Philly is a good place to do it. Like we all know each other here. Yeah. Like I said, like if you can name anybody big name MMA in Philly, I've been in the same gym with them. I've been in the same room with them. Maybe not all of them I've worked with, but I've been in the same room with them, and a lot of them I have worked with.
On the floor.
and I have, and a lot of them have worked with.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Where's maybe you don't have to answer this question, but where's your favorite place outside of Martinez to train? I don't want you to pick favorites if you don't want to, but I'm curious.
No. My favorite place to work outside of Martinez would be
you don't have to answer.
No. Marquez. Yeah.
What is it about Marquez's spot?
Marquez. It's a tie between Marquez and only in Philly.
Sure.
Okay, well, only in Philly. Then I can't throw this name out there. But if you say anywhere outside Philly, I got another place. But inside Philly, Marquez, I can go over there. I can train with my friend Miles Lee. I can train with Joe Pfeiffer, someone who I trained with at Balance Studios before the pandemic and the switches of gyms. Andre Petrosky, I can go train with them and get work with them. I love those guys.
Yeah, of course.
It's a bunch of talent over there, and that's where I would go if.
So you just gravitate to where like the pros are. It's like
I said, if you can name a big name from Philly MMA, I've been in the same room when I train with them. That's the gym I would go to outside of Martinez. That's my home is Martinez, but that's the next gym for me. Yeah. And if you said anywhere, if I can name places outside of Philly, 302 Delaware.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
It's my family.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. That's great stuff. All right, final question. This one's pretty silly.
What's up?
All right. Would you give John Jones an over-the-pants handy if it meant you gain all of his skills?
Absolutely not.
Fair.
Not enough money in the world for me to. I'm sorry. Not enough.
Well, it's not money, right? It's skills. Like you're getting his youth. Okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What does that? Okay, so I do that and I become the
GOAT,
best,
the new GOAT.
The best MMA fighter on the planet.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's pretty enticing, man.
Yeah, but like shit. Who has to know about it?
About it? For real. Let's say only you and him know about it. Would you do it?
Nah, I'm sorry. Still can't be done. I'll develop my own skills.
Yeah,
Listen, there's GOATs in every sport, and not everyone's gonna be a GOAT. You got Michael Jordans, you got the John Joneses, you got the Muhammad Ali's, and you got the Michael Phelps, and not everybody's gonna be the GOATs of their sport. John Jones is just the GOAT of our sport. I'm not doing no shit to become the. I'm not doing no shit like that to become the GOAT of our sport.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah. If it's not in the playing cards for me, then it's not in the playing cards.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I'm gonna work with the cards I got dealt.
Yeah. Play the hand we're dealt.
Yeah.
Right? All right, man. That's a fair answer to that out of control question. Great question. Great question.
Great question.
Keep on the silly questions. Honestly, everyone that continues to give me good questions for the guests. I love them. I love the silly questions, man. But yeah, man. Let's chat a little bit about the Martinez gym, man. Like, what are you guys in there doing lately? Like, how has your training been focused lately? Been doing a lot of jiu-jitsu, a lot of striking.
Yeah.
You the best kicker in there?
I'm the best kicker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the best kicker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm listen. It's no question.
Yeah.
I think I have the best kicks in the gym. But yeah, we're working on everything. Boxing's gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
Grappling's getting better. Wrestling's getting better. Shit like someone like my teammate like Kyle Dawkins, where like there was a time
I
where
roll
like
Kyle.
yeah,
I didn't
bro.
even know it was him. Like like after we roll, he's like, I was like, hey, yo, I'm Brad. What's your name? He's like, Kyle. I'm like, Kyle Dawkins. No wonder I just got my fucking ass kicked, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, that dude's jiu-jitsu is good, man.
Bro, everyone's upgraded. I remember there was a time I remember us rolling
Yeah.
and he grabs me, he body locks, and I'm just like, okay, I've been here before, I could get out of this.
Yeah.
And it was just like something so different this time. I was just like, this dude's been in the gym. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, this shit hurts. I'm like, let go of me. I'm like, fuck, let go. So I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like last week you like that shit was not this tight. I'm like, he's like, I'm lifting.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
That's funny.
Chris just little boyed me the other day. He picked me up. He was like, yeah, I'm lifting. Like everybody, Brandon did some shit in the gym that we don't gotta talk about, but it gave
if he was here, maybe he could comment on
he
it.
can talk about it, but it got me a nickname in the gym, some shit that Brandon did. So
That's funny.
Everybody's working, everybody's getting better.
Yeah.
And Brandon, I'm gonna get you back for that. You know what it is.
That's great, man. It seems like good culture, man. Like I was in there a couple times. I came to roll, and it's a great gym, man. Like they're very skilled. You guys take the craft mad seriously. It's what I really like in a gym. Have you ever gone to a gym where like you kind of identify like the culture is like the biggest red flag for me is like, no, we don't allow cross training. Like that's a big red flag in general for me. Have you ever like experienced anything like that? If there's anyone that's up and coming like as a martial artist that wants to compete, is there any red flags you can give them to watch out for?
Red flags to look out for. One, like you said, a coach would be like, no cross training whatsoever. Like we just explained how that helps you get better.
Yeah.
So a coach that doesn't allow cross training is just like
stunting your growth.
Yeah, it will stunt your growth. If you go in there and every day, 7 days out of the week, and it's a hard sparring round, all y'all doing is sparring, and then people are just getting hurt. That's another one. If people are getting hurt every day in the gym, like it's a fight. We fight.
Yeah.
People get hurt. But if it's an injury every day in the gym, that's probably not the place to be, because people either are out of control or don't know what they're doing, or they're just like, or it's someone that does know what they're doing going against someone who doesn't know what they're doing and hurting people. So if someone's getting hurt all the time, that's probably not the place to be. If you walk in and it smells and people are like pulling up with staph and ringworms, that's probably not the place to be, because it's a dirty gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else could I say?
Those are great red flags.
Yeah.
Bro, to be honest.
If you walk into the gym and you barely see your coach, that's another one. And one that you like could look out for, but it's not always a thing.
Yeah.
When the coach isn't working with y'all. What
do you mean?
So there are some times where like, okay, the coach is like there, but like Will will strap on the gloves. Will get on the mat.
Yeah.
And he trains with us. He's not just walking around 1-2 kick knee. Like he's not just doing that. Like Will is on the mat with us.
Yeah.
So take some time and identify the type of coach that you have. If it's just a coach that's just telling you what to do, and like he's never like holding a pad for you, or he's never like pulling you to the side, hey, look, you're dropping your left hand. Like if you don't have one of those coaches, just the guy in the gym just drilling and gone, you should find a coach that's interacting with you in some way, somehow. Mm-hmm. That's interacting with you.
Yeah. No, those are great tips, man. You guys can take everything that Mike's been saying, man. Commit that shit to memory, because these are some gold nuggets.
Dropping jewels.
Yeah, for sure. Dropping jewels for sure, man. But yeah, man, I think we can let's chat about like anything else that you want to talk about specifically, and then I kind of want to get into like the future of your stuff, man.
Dang, I didn't come here with like anything like
That's cool.
Personally,
I always like to, like, I don't know if you have like a side hustle. You like, I give everyone a platform if they want to promote anything that they got going on. Where can people get some swag? Let's at least mention that.
DM me, and
word.
if I got it in stock, I'll get it to you. I do personal drop offs. You get to meet me. So yeah,
that's sweet.
DM me if I have it in stock. I'll try to get it to people. But yeah, outside of that, outside of training, I really don't do anything but work, and I'm at home. Like, I hang out with my friends, but like, we don't really go out. Like, we'll chill at my house, at their house, sit in the car, sit outside, like, just chill, talk, hang out, and that's it. Like we don't. Me and my friend group, I'm blessed to say that I have amazing friends around me. Yeah, I've had the same friends around me that I've had for years. Like, who said it? I forgot who verse it was. He said, I think it was Lil Baby. No. I think it was the Baby. He said,
"What's a ghoul to a goblin?"
No,
I'm just kidding.
Where he said that he said he's with his same clique. He's not a new pick. He said it's not a new pick. It's the same clique. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, like, I've been blessed to say that, like, I've had the friends with me that I've always had. Like, we know each other inside out. Like, those are my guys. Those are my brothers forever. So, like, we don't need to do anything extra. We chill. We hang out. Yeah.
What do you like to do in your spare time? You play video games and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
What are you playing?
As of right now, I'm on my second playthrough of Hogwarts.
Oh, word?
I'm on my second playthrough of Hogwarts. I'm waiting for Call of Duty, and like I just told you, Assassin's Creed. Yeah. So those are gonna have my interests a lot.
You play any like fighting games?
To be honest, no. But
that's crazy.
But I will be getting the new Mortal Kombat. What are the Mortal Kombat 1? I'm getting Mortal Kombat.
Word. Who's your guy in Mortal Kombat? Scorpion.
Yeah. It's always been Scorpion. Yeah. Or Kung Lao.
Yeah, I like Kung Lao as well, man.
It's either Scorpion or Kung Lao.
That hat ain't a game, bro.
It's Scorpion or Kung Lao. Those are the only two people I'm picking. If you pick one, I'm picking the other. And if you pick the one that I want to pick that round, I guess we're not playing anymore. Yeah. But yeah, so Mortal Kombat is probably the only like fighting game I play. I actually don't even play the UFC games.
Yeah, that's so funny, man. Like, I feel like a lot of guys that I know that actually fight don't play those games. Yeah. It's pretty rare that I hear someone like, "Oh yeah, I played a UFC game." I'm like, "Wow." Like, you know who plays it? Zach Makovsky. Like, he's a UFC fighter that trains at 10th Planet Bethlehem. That runs the MMA program. He was in the corner for Eddie Alvarez for this last one at Valley Forge. And he said he plays that game and always picks himself because he's in the game. And I was like, that's actually badass.
Yeah. That's badass. You know, hopefully the UFC knocks on my door one day, and you know, I make a well enough name for myself on a UFC platform, and they put me in a game, I will 100% be picking up a UFC game. 100%.
Exclusively playing as yourself.
100. Yo, and the crazy part is my friends talk about it, and I have two groups of friends. I have the friends that say, I can't wait for you to be on the UFC game so I can play as your character. So and I have the other group of friends that are like, I can't wait for you to be on the UFC game so I can put it on easy mode and beat the shit out you. So I'm just like, So I'm just like, it's cool. That's one thing I really can't wait for. To be put in a video game as a kid who grew up playing video games and just like love playing games. To have myself in the video games, probably like, it can go back to that last question, like something that'd be super rewarding. Yeah, that would be one of those things. Super. Like I could I'll be in a video game. Like that's cool as hell.
Yeah, that's like there's priceless kind of.
Yeah, thing, come on, I'm in a I can control myself in a video game. That's
astral projection.
Yeah, it's
especially if they have the VR then, right?
Yeah, that'd be so cool to be able to do. Like I don't think like when it comes to like media like presence like stuff like that, like there's anything cooler to be put into a game. Yeah. I don't think there's anything cooler than that. At least for me. I
don't think so either.
Yeah, no. Like some people may be
music, and I think that's cooler, dude.
The only other thing that I can think about would be like
maybe if you're in a movie.
Movie. Yeah. You put me in a movie,
like a Fast and Furious, where you get like a choreographed scene.
Yeah, I don't want to be I don't want to be an extra in the background.
You gotta be the main dude.
Hey, look, the next Creed movie. Listen, I'll be a sparring partner or something.
Fuck yeah, that would be great, man.
Yeah.
You ever see that clip? You know Mayhem Miller?
Mayhem
Jason Mayhem Miller. He was you ever
Sounds
seen
familiar.
Bully Beatdown?
Yeah.
He was the host from the show. He had like the red hair.
Okay. Yeah.
But like I remember just while we're on the topic of the video game thing, I remember they put out the one UFC game that had him in it, and like they were playing a prank on him, and they made his specs like mad low, like the developers.
Yeah,
but they had
yeah.
like the other people in the room, and he was freaked out. He's like, "Why the fuck my strength is so low?"
Yeah,
so
man,
funny.
that's fucked up. I remember watching those videos, the Bully Beatdown.
Oh,
I was
dude,
just like,
that's
I was,
probably what got me into wanting to fight, to be honest. I even wrestled in like middle school and high school, and I was like, I didn't get into it. Like I only did it for like a year and a half, and I got out of it. But then I watched Bully Beatdown. I'm like, oh, I gotta get involved.
a
with
YouTube
this.
video got me into the martial arts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You were mad young.
Yeah, I was 14. I
Yeah.
saw a YouTube video
Around a taekwondo time.
Yeah. It was a YouTube channel called The Human Weapon, and it was two guys. They would travel to different places where the martial art started.
Mm-hmm.
So they went to Korea, where taekwondo started. Went to a gym and was like, "Hey, we want to learn a little bit. We have the YouTube channel. We go to different places. We train for a month. They stay out there. They learn the culture, learn the martial art, and then they fight. Obviously, like just like don't come here. I'm not coming to hurt you. Like, but I want to learn.
Come train.
Yeah, I want to come learn and fight. And then by the end of it, they fight and everything. And one of the moves that they showed was a tornado kick or 360.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I saw that video and I saw that move and I was just like, that's so cool. I want to learn how to do that. And I remember calling my little sister downstairs at the time. I was like,
oh no,
like,
bro.
Morgan, hold this pillow. And I'm like, and I kept practicing it and practicing it and practicing
okay.
it.
I thought you were gonna say you hit your sister. I'm like,
Oh, no.
That's funny.
Sometimes she made me wish I did throw it at her. But I love my sister.
No, I know.
She's actually the person that if you watch any of my fights or if you come to any of my fights, she's actually the person that I do the handshake with before I will get into the cage.
That's awesome.
So yeah, she hasn't missed a fight. We do our handshake before every cage.
You have like a special handshake?
Yeah, that we've been doing since high school. We always do the handshake before I get into the cage.
That's great, man.
But yeah. So she was holding the pillow for me, and I remember calling my mom. I was like, "Hey, mom, I want to start training taekwondo." And my mom came home from work, and she was like, "Hey, I drove past this karate school on my way home. You want to go check it out?" I was like, "No." And she was like, "Well, you just told me that you wanted to do it." I'm like, "No, I want to do taekwondo."
Not karate.
And she was like, "What's the difference?" And at the time, I didn't know, so I was like, "I don't know." But the video I just watched said it was taekwondo. Mm-hmm. I want to learn this move. I don't know if karate has that move.
Yeah.
So I want to learn taekwondo. So, she found me a taekwondo school, Chaemukwan, the school that I'm still currently with. I still train at.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I still train at taekwondo. Taekwondo was my first love when it came to martial arts.
Yeah, that's amazing, man.
This fight was actually the first fight where I didn't wear anything out of like wear my uniform or anything like Chaemukwan related, but my shirt's my logo. So
yeah,
I have my logo here and the large logo on my back, which was I got the idea from our taekwondo school.
Yeah.
Our uniforms, which is called a tobo. Right side goes over, left side goes over the top, and our school patch is on the left side, and our large patch is on the back. So that's where
it's like a gi. What's the difference between a gi and
gi's
you
thick.
said a topa?
Yeah, a tobo.
Tobo.
Yeah, the gi is thick.
Okay.
The tobo's thin and lightweight. So
yeah. You can't choke someone with it.
You could, but there's more of a chance for it to rip.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like paper thin, but it's more like just a regular t-shirt. Yeah. More than it is a jacket, like a gi.
Yeah, I mean,
so that's where
a crazy jacket too.
Yeah, so that's where I got the
straight jacket.
What's the word I'm looking for? Inspiration.
Yeah,
that's where I got the inspiration for the design for my shirt. With my patch on the left hand side and the large patch on the back.
Yeah,
so that's sick. Yeah, so that's now I have my own stuff and everything, and I love to eventually like add their patch to my shirt or something like that, but I'll figure out how to do it eventually.
Yeah, that's sick. Do you have like a preference on like what kind of clothes you wear to fight? Like obviously like you're not wearing a shirt, but like me and Brandon were, I don't know if you heard this on the Fight Companion, but we were chatting about like how we like the cut in our shorts. Like I like having like a rash guard shorts with with like the Muay Thai cut here because it's like it lets you be more flexible. Do you have a preference on that kind of stuff? You like your stuff tight like up here, like them looser?
So coming from Taekwondo, we wore pants and everything. So like obviously I like the loose flowing type of stuff, but also I'm comfortable with like longer stuff. So I can fight in whatever. I can either do the compression shorts, or I can do the regular shorts, or I could do the Muay Thai shorts with the slit in it. It doesn't really matter as long as I can move and as long as I could kick someone in the face. Like, bro, even when I go buy pants, like I'll try the pants on. If I can't kick at least waist high, I'm not buying it. I can love the pants. They could be a 10 out of 10. If I can't kick waist high, and I don't know if, listen, I become famous and this blows up, and anyone in these stores that's ever seen the dude trying on your pants and throwing kicks, that was me. And that's why if I can't kick waist high, I'm not buying the pants. I can love them.
I feel that, man.
Yeah.
You got to get some action pants, action jeans.
And it's like I just told you, I go to work, I go home, and I train. Yeah. So like I don't really. It's not like I'm preparing to get into a fight. Like I'm buying these pants specifically to go fight. But like, like
it's like you always got to be ready. Like
listen,
why else you train?
You can't pick when bad people do bad things. So like,
I feel that, man.
And then the worst part is like when they decide to, are you going to be ready? I'm gonna make sure I'm always be ready. Yeah. Simple as that.
Yep. I like that, man. What's they have a saying about like a condom, right? I'd rather have it and not need it than need it.
Yeah, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Boom, man. You got some good quotes, man.
I got a bag full.
I love it, man. You better start making some T-shirts with them on.
I should, right?
I buy it. That's great, man. So, Mike, tell me, man, what do you got coming up, man? What does the next year, like 2024, look like for you, man? We're approaching the end of the year. We're about to get into the winter. Is your training change in the winter time versus the summer? Like, what are you looking forward to in 2024, bro?
The only thing that's going to change training wise is, and while the winter's coming up, is the jacket I wear to the gym. I'm gonna put on a thicker jacket and I'm gonna take my ass to the gym, and we're still training. 2024, we're looking at fights, 3-4 fights. Four would be a good number.
Yeah.
I'm okay with 3. 4 is good. If, everything goes to plan, like this fight, I took no damage. Yeah. I can go fight in December now. So maybe we can get 5 fights in a year. I'm with it. I'm 100% with it. If
that's awesome.
If everything goes to plan, I don't have to take any long recoveries.
Yeah.
I don't get hurt, then that's what 2024 is looking like for me. I want to fight.
What's a proper camp before a fight? Like how much time?
6 weeks.
6 weeks? I think that sounds about right.
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks is a good camp.
Yeah.
It gives you time to focus on your weight, to cut, to train and everything, to get an idea of your opponent and their tendencies and like what there's some people that actually don't look at their opponent. I'm not one of those people. I like watching my opponent.
Yeah. I think I don't compete much personally. As someone who's like a casual competitor, I usually don't like to do that. But if I was a professional, I definitely would, or at the very least, I'd have my coach doing it. Yeah,
you ever read the book The Art of War?
I've listened to the audiobook. Yes.
I'm about to say he says a person that knows their opponent will win the battle. Mm-hmm. He said if you know yourself and you know your opponent, you'll win. Mm-hmm. But so like I know myself and I know my opponent, so I feel like I go in those fights prepared and with the skill set to win. If I go in there not knowing anything, and which simple footage could change. Like if I didn't know that like how his jab look or the combination that he likes throwing, or if he's more of a wrestler or striker, then the first 30 seconds of the fight, I'm caught off guard. I'm learning from the very jump. And sometimes it sucks. Like this was my pro debut. This probably, if he can't find my amateur fights, there's not much for him to look at. So he has to be going that unknown part. But like the farther you go on, and the more fights you get as a professional fighter, you're not fighting anybody that you can't find footage on.
Yeah. It's
not going to hurt you to go look. Yeah, everyone comes into the next fight different. Every fight's different.
Of course.
But everyone has their tendencies. Everyone has the things that they like. Even if you just learn whether they're a southpaw or orthodox fighter.
Yeah.
Simple
right?
as that.
Yeah.
That's the simple thing
Or
that you
even
can
like
learn.
where their martial arts base is, right? Like they know
Yeah.
you love to kick, they're gonna be ready to not get kicked in the head, right?
Yeah, and
Like,
even
that
then
would
you
be-
still get kicked in the head.
I'm too good at kicking in the head.
Yeah, and I wish I showed my kicks off a little bit more. Listen, I'm a try. I'm a really
Give
try
us some in
because
December, bro.
I throw spinning kicks. I throw jumping kicks. I throw them all. I double up on kicks. And if you can see a kick, then I've done it.
Yeah.
And I can do it, and I can land it. The 360 kick that I wanted to learn so much. I realized how impractical it actually is. I can land it on people, and I've landed it on people. So like, I just gotta get my
That's
mindset right.
Hollywood kick. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
throw it in the
great
cage. I have highlight worthy kicks.
Yeah, no.
I have
doubt.
like I like if I set someone up, I'm getting a highlight reel.
Can you do the scorpion kick?
Oh fuck no, I'm not that flexible. No, that I can do it,
that's
but
crazy.
I probably will only be able to do it once.
Yeah.
and then we're probably gonna
You know, stretch the groin a little bit.
yeah, maybe a little bit. But yeah, I've done the jump split kicks, the reverse 360s, the tornado kicks. I used to be able to do a 540. I can't do that anymore. You know, the extra weight kind of holds you down.
Yeah.
What else? The Showtime kick. I'm jumping off walls. I could do that.
Taekwondo guys.
Yeah, we're different.
Yeah. There's a guy I'll shout out my good friend Kevin Stilo. He's a Taekwondo guy. He does MMA as well. But I remember this one time we're in a gym and he does this thing where he runs off the wall one step here and then kicks like right here in front of my face. And I'm like, and he's a crazy good jiu-jitsu athlete. He does MMA. I'm not gonna beat him in a fight. I'm like, Kevin, like, bro, you know I have to run you over my car to hit me, bro. Like, I'm not just gonna let you get away with kicking me in the face. Like, I know you trust yourself, but that was the scariest shit I've seen all fucking like month.
You talk about scary. I've thrown kicks at people and just like stop my foot in front of their face, just like hold my leg there. I can like that's probably the coolest
fact
thing.
that y'all can do that.
Yeah,
blows my mind.
Just like stop right there in your face. I mean, like I said, I watched
Jackie
the
Chan shit, dude.
yeah, I watched you and Brandon's conversation during the fight and everything. Brandon wasn't lying when he told you I could like kick and then just bring it over his head and just like control it. And then it's like I do that. Like it's a drill I do. I call them figure eights. I started drilling with my sister.
Yeah.
And I'll have my little sister hold her arms out, one over the other, and I'll just stick my leg out and I'll just figure eight in between her arms.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Can you do it with like both legs?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy, man. That's some leg dexterity. I don't even know what to call that.
That's exactly
crazy.
what it is.
Yeah.
Because when I first started, it sucked and like it was really hard to do. But after a while of doing it, like yeah, I mean, there was a point in time where I could stand on one leg and throw 50 roundhouse kicks off that leg and never put the foot down. Just hit the bag 50 times, boom, 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 off one leg and just keep it up. But yeah, so that's the Taekwondo school I come from. We're not.
How many days a week you do Taekwondo?
When I was training, like consistently.
Yeah. Like even now, like you said, you still do.
It's not as much because I spend a lot more time like
Especially
MMA
for the
based
camp, right?
Yeah. But when I was strictly Taekwondo, I was training, like 4, maybe 5 times out of the week.
Oh wow, dude.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And
Yeah,
then drilling the stuff when I got home. So
they have you doing anything like to stretch your legs, like any kind of like what do you do to like get the leg dexterity? Just reps?
Yeah, just find the stretches that you like, stretch and turn it into a workout. Stretching isn't like it really, and I'm like preaching to the choir because like I don't stretch as much as I used to. I need to get back into it. I know I've gotten yelled at before by a lot of people because I don't stretch as much as I need to. But
yeah,
do stretch and turn it into a workout. Pretty much, it shouldn't be. All right, I stretched for 30 seconds. I did this. 30 seconds, I'm done. No, sit down and stretch for 30 minutes.
Yeah. You ever do yoga?
Never did yoga.
Never?
Nah,
bro. You should try it out.
Nah,
It's worth trying.
I be seeing those poses. I don't think I can stay in those poses for that long.
I you know what I did like My ex-girlfriend was really into it, so I did it. I used to do it like frequently with her, and she was like a power lifter too. Like it just, I don't know, it helped her a lot. I wasn't really chasing the same things. I was really into jiu-jitsu at that time, but I think it helped my flexibility a little bit. Mostly, like the thing for me that I like out of yoga is like I get to like have a mental break.
Okay.
It helps me be present. I don't know, but I did hot yoga one time. I had a dude on the podcast actually that owns a yoga place in Philly.
Okay.
And I never was able to put my foot behind my head before, and I was able to do it in his session. I'm like, whoa, because of the heat, I think helped me do it.
I don't think I want to be that flexible.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to do it. Like everyone, you just try to range that you can. Like there was certain things, like there was people in there doing some shit like behind their back. I'm like, how the fuck? I don't know.
Yeah, like certain.
You do it to your own like limit, you know.
Yeah, I'm about to say certain movements that if I tried now that I used to be able to do, I feel like something would pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Like I used to be able to do a full split when I was younger.
That's crazy.
Yeah, one of my black belts challenged
You
me.
were big at that time. You were still doing like football too.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
I'm about to say,
bro.
actually,
I don't get that.
I'm so glad you actually just said that. I remember I played football for West Catholic, and I remember I showed up to practice late one time, and my coach, not the head coach, I can't remember the coach's name, but it wasn't our head coach. He was like, "Why are you late?" I was like, "I'm just coming from Taekwondo practice." He was like, "What are you doing that for? Like, why would you miss? Why would you be late for football practice for that?" I was like, "Cause I trained in Taekwondo." Like. And he told me that that football would be my life and football would make me money and that fighting will never do anything for me. Damn. So I'm hoping one day that you see this because fuck you, I'm a professional athlete and it didn't come from football.
That's great, yo. I think like, do you think what's more competitive, football or fighting?
Fighting.
No. What I mean is like to get in to be a
become a professional.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely football.
Yeah, I think it takes a rare breed to
No.
So
becoming a professional athlete is difficult for any sport.
Yeah.
But the stairway to becoming a professional athlete at MMA is a lot shorter than the stairway it is to become a professional athlete in other sports. Because anybody with enough fights can decide, okay, fine, I want to be a professional athlete in MMA and find a promotion that will sign them and give them some money and boom, you're a professional athlete. The problem then becomes on when you decide on how far you think you're about to be a professional, how far you're about to take this professional career as a fighter. Because now when you're talking about becoming a UFC champion, that stairway is a lot farther. It's no longer the 3-step stool professional MMA fighter. That stairway is to hell and back. And now you're on the same level with other athletes of saying that like they became professional athletes. When you be like, my goal is to become UFC champion or something like that, that stairway to me is a lot harder than the dude that got signed to the NFL or the NBA, because like you're good enough, you'll get signed. Will you become the best? Will your team win the championship?
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe, but you have a team behind you.
Yeah. To
become a MMA champion, yeah, you have a team behind you, but you get in the cage and fight every single one of those fights by yourself.
Yeah. I think, it is a personal opinion, but it's based on fact. I think the road to become a professional athlete in fighting is more pure as well than it is in like other sports, that especially the ones that you start out like in college, right? Like college football players aren't allowed to have sponsorships and stuff like that.
They changed that.
Did they? Dude,
yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I don't
at least I know in
yeah.
basketball, because my brother played basketball.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I know at least like, and it happened like after he had already graduated from college and everything.
Yeah.
But I believe they are allowed to have like sponsorships and get paid and stuff
better,
now, because like
that's
the
crazy
NCAA makes so much money off of these college athletes, and they don't get nothing from it.
They don't.
They didn't get a dime from it, but now they're allowed to, because like, why not?
Yeah.
Oh, because you're athletes. Like, yeah, we're full-time student athletes, and
help
y'all making so much money off of us. Like, help us pay for some of this stuff. Like, help us pay for food and all this other stuff. Like while we're here getting good grades and
right? Like,
we're getting good grades. We're playing sports. We're showing up for y'all. Like, and y'all just making
the least
millions of dollars off of us. Like,
the least
come
you
on.
can do is unimpede that. That's the I remember. I don't know. I
Even if
was
y'all not
looking
writing
at
us a
that
check,
while ago,
if Nike wants to come and say, hey,
Yeah.
we want to personally sponsor you, or Wheaties want to put you in a box or something like that, like, why can't
Imagine
you do that?
saying no, bro.
Yeah, like,
no,
no,
my school said I can't. Like,
yeah.
that would break.
It's
my
illegal.
Heart, yo, right?
What? Change
Get the
that.
fuck outta
Change
here,
that
bro.
100%. That was
Yeah.
that was complete bullshit.
Yeah, so I'm glad that they overturned that. But my opinion leading up to this conversation was that that's hella like one of the most corrupt things ever.
Yeah, it was.
So
it
I
was weird
actually
as
like
fuck.
really look down on that stuff. Like, I don't even like. I don't really watch any other sports other than fighting because I'm so close to the game and I respect it so much more. But Philly got a lot of sports going on. I feel like if you say you don't like the Phillies, like
I don't care
someone's
about
gonna
any
smack
other
you.
sports team outside of a Philadelphia team.
Yeah,
If you come to me and tell me that your favorite sports team is any team outside of the four Philly teams, the four major Philly teams, the Phillies, the Flyers, the Eagles, and the Sixers, I don't care about your team.
yeah.
My team's better than your team. I don't care if your team. Your team can literally beat us the day before. And be like, haha, like my team's better. I'm like, your team's trash.
Yeah.
If it's not a Philly team, don't talk to me about them. I'm Philly all the way. Go Birds, go
Heard.
Sixers, Flyers, Phillies. That's what it is.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, yo, let me ask you. I'll give you a last question for
What's
you
up?
here, my friend. If you could give any advice to any up and coming fighters, what would you ask them? Actually, I skipped one question, so I'll do
Go
this
ahead.
one and then I'll ask the final question.
What would I tell any upcoming fighters?
Yeah, like someone who's about like they just got done with their maybe they lost their most recent advanced amateur fight and they're like wondering, man, should I go pro? Like, should I keep on this journey? Because I'll bet you that's a rough place to be. I know a loss after a fight, like you said, man, like you don't want to lose in front of your friends and family.
no.
It's devastating.
Any advice I can give would be, this is the fight game and we're playing sports, and from the moment you decide to do this, losses were mixed in with it.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything's going to win, not everything's going to go your way. And if this is what you really want to do, you have to sit down and have that conversation with yourself. Like, sometimes the losses happen, but I got to pick myself back up, dust myself off, get back in the gym, figure out what happened, and I gotta work and I gotta train and I gotta get better. And then you have to come to the even harder conclusion that life isn't fair and that this sport is unforgiving. You can do everything right. You can train. You can have the best camp of your life. Your cardio, conditioning, your diet, everything could be pristine. And you still go out your next fight and get your ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's just how it works. But you have to bite down your mouthpiece. You got to get back up and dust yourself off again. Get back in the gym. And you got to keep fighting. If this is what you want to do, you have to understand that the ups and downs come. And sometimes it's a lot of downs before you ever get that up.
Yeah.
Sometimes you take back-to-back losses. You got to keep going. Like that's for everything in life. It's not really just about MMA. This is with everything in life, with anything that you want to do. Losses are a part of the equation. That's just life. You got to keep going.
Yeah. That's hard, man. I wanted that to be the last thing because that's a great note to end
Yeah.
on.
What's
But the other question I like to ask, what's your dream match? Like if you could have a fight against anybody, who would you fight?
Fuck.
The Fight Club question.
Fight against anybody. The dude that snuck me in high school and fractured my jaw.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Someone got you with a cheap shot?
Yeah.
You want to tell the story?
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah.
It's Halloween.
Oh, I got a Halloween jump story
Yeah.
too.
So
man. Cocksucker.
I'm out with my friends. It's a girl's birthday. We're at a house party. We went outside and everything, and we're getting ready to go back to the house. These guys are being super aggressive with some of the girls and everything, and one of the girls like, "Hey, Mike, like, we're ready to go." They keep pulling us and everything, so I just yell like, "Yo, guys, like, come on, we're leaving." So then the girl's like, "Okay, cool, guys, we're leaving now," because like when they were just trying to say bye, they weren't letting them leave, but now it's like, "All right, look, all of us are leaving. We got to go." So one of the guys like, "Yo, who's talking to you?" I pay him no mind, and we keep walking, and then he like grabs me and turns me around. Like as he turns, he hits me, and that punch fractured my jaw. And I stood there for a second, and like, cause in my mind I'm like, this dude just fucking hit me. And then like he starts talking shit like, yeah, what you gonna do now? What you gonna do now? And he raises his fist to punch me again. And that's when it clicked. It was like, dude, you're in a fight. Wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. And I put my hands up, I cover it, and I punched him. And like his nose and lip just it blew up and just blood. And like I just started beating the shit out of this guy. His friend comes over and hits me. I turn, I hit him, and me and these two are just like I'm beating the fuck out of these two guys. And then the fight's pretty much over. The one dude runs. I'm beating up the one dude left his friend. I'm beating up the dude that originally punched me.
Yeah. And
my friends are either at the house or at the end of the block. The friends that are at the end of the block come running down. It only took that long.
Your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They only took that long for them to make it down the block. And the one dude ran, and the other dude I'm now beating the shit out of, and my friends pull me off of him. And we go back into the house. We're chilling. My jaw is swollen.
Yeah.
My friend gets me an ice pack from out her freezer.
So what happened? You said you fractured your jaw?
Yeah, fractured.
How I don't even understand. What does that mean?
Like
it dislocated your
like
shit?
it wasn't completely dislocated, but there was a fracture, like to the point where like if I did anything, like it would click. Like, my mouth like it would click. It would randomly swell up at times, and
you had to get surgery on that or something?
No, I didn't go to. I didn't do it. It just it fused back.
By itself.
Yeah.
Man, you got fucking Wolverine genes over here. You've never been knocked out?
No.
That sounds like it, bro.
Yeah, no, never been knocked out.
Someone cold cock you with a sucker punch. Yeah, for real.
Hopefully it never happens. But yeah, so my friend pulls me off of him, and we're chilling in the house and everything, and put the ice pack on my face, and my mom comes and picks me up from the party and everything. Hey, how'd the party go and everything? I'm like, yeah, no, it's cool, blah, blah, talking, blah, blah, blah.
Why your knuckles bloody?
And then I'm like, oh, and I got jumped. And she's like, what do you mean you got jumped? Why wasn't that the first thing you said? Why didn't you call me? And I'm like, oh, because I won. So like, I'm like, I didn't feel the need to call you.
Just another day in the office.
Yeah. So I didn't feel the need to let anybody know. So we got back to my aunt's house because they were having a game night and everything. And my entire family's there, and they all like chew me out. Like, why didn't you call us? Like, that's the first thing you're supposed to do. I'm like, guys, I'm okay. Like, I won the fight. But yeah, so that's if I could have a dream fight, like obviously, like whoever gets put in front of me, I will want. I'm fighting. Like, there's big names everywhere, but I don't have anyone that I personally want to fight right now.
Yeah.
If there's anybody I would want to fight, it's the people from my past that I can't get back. That I don't know where they are. Like, but if I knew where they were and like I saw them walking on the street, I would probably end up on the news. Damn, I'm like, hey, bro. Remember me? Yeah, I'm not gonna sneak you like you snuck me. Yeah. I'm gonna stand in front of you. I'm gonna tell you to put your fists up, and that'll be the last warning before I punch you.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, yo, thanks again for coming on the show, brother.
Of course, bro.
I had a blast with you. We gotta train together like a day in like this month, and I wanna share some technique from you. Maybe you can show something that you won your last fight with, and I'm very excited to see you on December, bro. Yeah, maybe we can talk a little bit about that elbow. Yeah, good shit, man. Well, thanks again, man.
Thank you, bro.